Hello, I am Squoof, also known as Kobold Koi, and this is my first ever video on this kind of subject. I usually just upload my streams because that's simple, but finally I got so mad that I decided that this is enough. I'm angry. I love fish, and this is just so very upsetting. I can't believe people would think this thing is okay. The video that started this all was one I was recommended on Instagram. I managed to track down the video at YouTube, at least I think. Two videos I found had very similar thumbnails. These thumbnails were of a woman holding her shirt with either four goldfish, or a turtle. The first video I found was from 0 to 13 seconds. It was her just with the goldfish. There was no turtle, it was clickbait, but there was no other fish videos in that one. And the funny thing is, the way she was like in front of a lake and all that stuff, or an ocean, reading the comments, people were like, goldfish are freshwater, why would there be a saltwater place? So I don't know if that was at a saltwater lake, or ocean. It is an ocean. At last I had located the video I was looking for. It was the one with the 4 goldfish in her shirt instead of the turtle. It starts out with the same scene of her finding them, and then leads up to this picture, or this video of her grabbing a little bowl with a medium-sized goldfish in it. First of all, let's get things clear. That is way too small. That is incredibly small for a goldfish of that size. They need way more space to swim, they need space to grow, and it doesn't even have filters or a bubbler or anything. It's very upsetting. I have another thing to mention about where she finds them. If she, because some people are a little crazy, were to release them into that lake, they would quickly overpopulate that lake if it is a freshwater lake, unless there's some very hostile fish in there. Goldfish are very invasive when they get into places. They will ruin the population of other fishes. They will ruin the plant population. They will ruin everything. You can look up lakes that have been ruined by goldfish. It's horrifying. It's horrible. Don't release your fish. Don't release your pet fish ever. Don't. Just don't. Give them back to the pet store, or I know it's a sensitive topic, but you can humanely put them down as well. You can even give them away for free. People will buy goldfish from you. Don't release them in the water, that's all I gotta say. Don't do it. I have to say, goldfish aren't horrible. They're just, don't let them loose in the wild, pretty much. It's a big no-no. It screws up everything. Now, let's talk about the part that actually drove me batshit crazy. This is the tank they made. The tank they made was made out of tubes, it was made out of pipes, it was plastic pipe. First, I should probably explain some basic knowledge for goldfish. Goldfish require at least 30 gallons of water each. That is for each fish. Why is this? Goldfish create a lot of waste. They create a lot of poop, and fish poop creates a lot of ammonia, which can lead to ammonia burn. It can lead to all sorts of bad things. It can ammonia poisoning, damage their gills, and most definitely lead to death. It is a sad and horrible way for a fish to die. A small tank can also lead to stunting the goldfish, which stops it from growing. It stops it from being able to grow properly. Its organs can get damaged. More issues will happen if your fish is stunted, and it will also lead to death. Let's get back on topic to the tank they made. So as I said before, this was a tank made of tubes and, pipes, plastic pipes and tubes. First of all, they spray painted it with normal spray paint, white spray paint to be exact. Let me tell you a little something about this spray paint. It will leak into the water and could easily poison the fish. There is specific paint used for aquariums that is specific to aquariums, and that is the kind of paint you want to use on the inside of your aquarium, not spray paint. It is incredibly dangerous to use spray paint. you will again harm your fish. Something also that really bothered me was the fact that she began putting the decorations in immediately after finishing spray painting it, even though it says to let it dry. In the video it shows her just like finishing spray painting it and then putting stuff in. You gotta let that stuff dry, like no matter what you do with it. For example, I had to do an art project in theater class where we spray painted cardboard drum sets. And if you touched that stuff before it dried or put anything on it, the paint would go onto the other thing. The paint would go onto those tank decorations, and those tank decorations are horrible themselves. That's another note to talk about. They're small, they have small holes in them that the goldfish can get stuck in if they were to try to swim through it. They're spiky and can damage the goldfish if they were to swim by it or scratch their body on it. A few other things she adds in are small pebbles and fake plants. Now, fake plants are okay, but it all depends on your fish. Some fish are sensitive to the fake plants. There are specifically fabric kind of ones that you can get that are soft and won't harm your fish, because most fake plants are spiky and they're bright and they're colorful and weird looking. Why not use real plants? Also the small pebbles, because you're putting goldfish in there, they can easily choke on those. Goldfish seem always hungry. They're always searching the bottom of their tank for food. At least the ones I have do. So in experience, having these small pebbles in there are a major choking hazard. Now let's get to the next point. How much space these fish have in this small enclosed tube area thing. It does go all the way around, at least from what we can see, but we aren't exactly sure of that. With the amount of water going in, I believe it is about 15 to 20 gallons maybe. I'm not exactly sure, but that's kind of how it looks. Now, from what we could see, originally in her shirt when she's holding them, there's 4 goldfish. Probably not the same goldfish from later on in the video, because the later on in the video goldfish is 2 black moors, possibly 2, if there could only be 1, and 1 normal orange goldfish. With the amount of fish that are in there, they need at least, at a minimum, 90 gallons for all 3 of those fish, or 60 if there's only the 2. Then they also need filters and a bubbler. By the way, a bubbler is to put oxygen in the water. Why is that? Because they need oxygen in the water. Now in the end, what did they make? Well, a fucking table. That's right, they turned this whole awful contraption into a fucking table. What do you do with a table? Some people like to slam their fists down on tables. Some people like to set their glass on a table, set a mug, a bowl, a plate, which tings on the table. How have you ever heard about tapping on the glass of a tank where fish are is bad? Because it is bad. It's horrible. It causes vibrations which can damage the fish. It can damage their swim bladder and their internal organs. It also scares them. It's horrifying for them. These fish would be constantly afraid every time that table is in use. Goldfish are incredibly intelligent fish. They don't deserve to be afraid constantly. Now, what can they do to fix this table? Well, I believe they could just put actual living plants in it. Skip the whole spray paint, maybe get different colored pipes. I mean, there are white pipes, there are black pipes, I'm pretty sure there's clear pipes too. Plastic type pipes is what I mean. And just put plants in there. The plants might still require a filter depending on which ones you get. Some of them also require special grow lights and all sorts of stuff. But because it has a glass top, maybe they could put it in front of a window and the sun could feed the plants. And then you've got an ecosystem that is beautiful and it doesn't need to have fish in it. It doesn't need fish. There are many plants you could put in there. There are lily pad-like plants. There are water lettuce. There's dwarf water lettuce. If you don't like the big stuff, there's small ones. You don't need fish in that water. You don't. You just don't. Anyways, that was Fishtails episode 1. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and leave a like down below if you want to be a part of my community. There's not much of us here, but hey, it's a start. I really do hope you enjoyed. Leave your comments down below of what you think. There is going to be more of this series. I'm hoping to put out more of this series because fish abuse is something I see a lot online because people don't believe that they feel. They don't believe that they have emotion. They don't believe that they feel pain. And I want to change people's minds. I want them to understand that fish are living creatures. They're not decoration.